All right, welcome to another installment of the Fragments of Silicon review. 4 reviews up this week. Just pure review goodness this week. Right, so first up this week is, I'm assuming this is pronounced PETRACAL. Not 100% sure on that, since, well, it's one of these words that I'm not sure if it exists or it's another language. Either way, I've never heard it before, so just taking the best stab, as we do in these cases.
Or if they
Anyway,
smash two words together.
that too. And this could be that case, because Petra is earth in Greek. Not sure what the cal's there for, but regardless, PETRACAL is a first-person dungeon crawler survival set in the tunnels of a cave. Chart, plan, explore, devour, stay sane, and crawl your way to escape using everything you have at your hands' reach to survive. Yep. Dear God, somebody's finally fucking done it. Somebody made a literal dungeon crawler.
Should we pop the champagne?
No, but I'm looking for a face to punch.
No, that's valid.
So, I mean, you can see on screen, like, you are some guy who I think he's trying to rescue his wife, daughter, like,
it looked like
female
a young
family member.
child, so maybe daughter.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping.
Also, I guess, claustrophobia warning and bug warning if you got phobias of those.
Yes. Because, so, the way the mechanics play out initially may make you think that this is a turn-based affair, i.e. your energy bar. So you have 4 bars of resources here. That's a lot of bars, yes. You've got the health, you've got the energy, you've got the hunger, and you've got the light. So the energy bar drains after you move in a direction. And by move, I mean you actually have to go a new space. You know, if you turn, that will not count as a move. That is actually important, because if you don't move for a little bit, and this is something that will come up in the tutorial, you will regain a small bit of energy. But your hunger meter is still real time. At least it seemed to be the case to me. So
sounds similar to like a classic roguelike.
The energy stuff is the hunger meter. That plays out like a regular survival game.
Well, I mean, but also like the ability to stand still to recover a little bit.
Yeah, but it's not a full energy recover, which is, once again, it plays into the mechanics. Yeah, there are a lot of mechanics here, which is definitely why I see why they put a very robust tutorial in this game. Because, another example relating to the energy bar. If you run out of energy, you will still be able to move, but that comes at the cost of your health. Truth be told, there's not a lot that will damage your health. in terms of like obstacles or enemies. At least that's what I encountered. Really, your bigger issue is, moving in the right direction. And your goal, your goal in each level is to, well, get to the end. Like, they are literal levels of a cave. Yeah. This is a particularly annoying mechanic. The hammer and wall bit, where, yeah, you get a hammer, you have to follow the beat, and then the creek will lead you eventually to the breakable wall, though it can be a bit hard to discern. Yeah, and yeah, you'll pick up various items to recover. And this is all well and good. Like, there are several other mechanics here, like the mushrooms / the insects. Little, in a little bit, Petty will come across the bugs that you have to eat for potential health reasons. But the thing is, it's a gamble. Sometimes the bugs aren't so good, and they will poison you. And also that feeds into another mechanic, the flashlight. Flashlight has a UV mode, which you can use to see the bugs easier. But on the flip side, it drains the batteries quicker.
Oh,
So,
you make your own map.
and this is where I was getting to. That is the thing that got me to utterly drop this game.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see that.
Not a fan of what the crap was it called? Etrian Odyssey.
What?
Only crawling on a vent with bugs.
Yeah. Like, not in a game like this. Like, because
However, this is just further making me feel that there are probably more roguelike things in this than you might think. By which I
possibly,
mean
but
like the game Rogue / like a mystery dungeon.
once again, possibly, but I'm not sure if it was related to if it's just a tutorial. Like, the tutorial level's static. I don't know if the regular levels are, because I could not be arsed to make because it's not just a map. Hint: the compass also plays. Like, you actually have to have some orienteering skills here,
Yeah.
because
That leaves my
you
ass
know
out.
I think it is an unwritten or not less understood thing that it might actually be more convenient to just make a fucking map with graph paper as you go, because then you have a separate hand for that, or you don't have to like bring up the map screen and put it back down and stuff.
it's also, you'll get better accuracy with a pen versus a mouse.
That too.
Yeah. See, there's the bug eating. Um, yeah. Also, this is further enhanced with the GPS device. This is a modern game, after all, which does make navigation easier. Yeah, the thing is, you have to find it. So, which isn't a guarantee.
Yeah.
You know. So, This one's a hard one to judge because, like, it's very robust. It's very layered. It's very unobtrusively complicated. Like, there's a lot of systems, but I can see where they all go. They all flow into one another logically. That kind of thing. All the building blocks are here. It's just, this is a game that's never been done before. Or if it has, we haven't played it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I certainly haven't ever played anything like PETRACAL. Because, like, yeah, I've played dungeon crawlers. I played dungeon crawlers that move like this. I have not played a literal dungeon crawler before. No, you want to go in there. That is the exit.
As in dungeon, you do not have room to stand.
Yes. Like, the actual crawling is the point. There is no combat in this game. There's no experience points. There is, there is no RPG elements.
Mm-hmm.
So, congratulations to the developers. You have created something new in the gaming world. As once again, as far as I can tell, like, maybe there are other games like this, but once again, haven't played them, don't know them, so can't cite them.
Well, and there's also a specific niche for this. There's also a large portion of the population who are very much repelled by something like this, with the claustrophobia and the bugs.
Yeah. I'm repelled because I've mentioned this before. I know there are people, I am friends with some people who absolutely love that making your own map on graphite paper. Like,
those people have been sectioned at least once or twice, right?
Possibly. And, like, if that's how they like playing a game, fine. So, you know what you do here? You make this an option.
Mm-hmm.
Because we live in the year 2026. Auto mapping has been a thing for decades now.
We've probably hammered this home a lot, but this has been a solved problem for decades now.
Yes. And I'm sure the developers would tell us, but that's the intended experience and all that stuff. It's good to have options.
Yeah.
Like, now I can also grant maybe there was some sort of constraint or issue in implementing that. I'm like, but I don't know, because it's the kind of thing that we'd have to uncover with an interview.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not on the docket at time of recording. Sometimes the developer will chime in and we can work out a interview with them. That's not something we can really rely on. So we just have to do the best guess here. And yeah, like I said, it's a very interesting game that I want no part of.
Yeah. It's one of those interesting concepts, but the mechanics repel greatly.
Like, they can either repel or attract.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, for you personally, it's the repel.
Yeah, but I have to recognize the subjective portions of this review. It's like, this game is perfectly fine. Like, once again, nothing's broken. Nothing's hard to read. Like everything. Like I said, it's all working with mechanical precision and all that stuff. It's just the subject matter not really to my liking, but it's also there are game mechanics here that I hate. I have always hated. I'm like, I made maps with games back in the day because we had to.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to do this anymore.
Kind of the major pain point I had with Hollow Knight is I wasn't a big fan of the mapping having to be, not being automatic.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, and that's been and that's been a staple in Metroidvanias for quite a while. I won't say as far back as a Super Metroid, probably Symphony of the Night. Because Super Metroid, it would, you get to stations and it partially fill your map. Like,
Well, and
that was a happy
it still
medium.
made your map as you went.
Yeah.
And then
Super
just gave
Metroid
you
was
more.
a little bit vague about, even later Metroid games and a lot of other things are much more specific when they give you a note about a room having something special in it. Super Metroid, it doesn't really do the, oh hey, there's a secret here that you have got / haven't got thing, and
Yeah.
it only maps special rooms and the locations of
Yeah.
some important pickups.
Now, I will say that this game does have a lot in common with what we colloquially call dungeon crawlers and roguelike, in that you're going to get a lot of samey graphics.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hope you like the color gray. Hope you like gray walls.
Hope you like
It looks
shadows.
pretty ASCII.
Yeah. Exactly.
The at
Like I
symbol
said,
means bug that you can eat.
Don't give them ideas.
look, there's a reason why he was assigned to review the actual Rogue.
Fair.
Anyway, no music to speak of. Or if there was, I literally do not remember. Like,
I didn't
this
see
game is very much.
anything other than like sound effects. Just I wasn't really listening,
Yeah.
but just like looking over at the bars bouncing on
Yeah.
OBS.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because this game is very much about the immersion of being a spelunker, like, who crawls, like, once again, right down to the map making and stuff. So
Yeah.
it makes sense that they would
Morlock
just.
simulator, except Morlocks are generally not known for their cartography.
Yeah.
Like I imagine some
So-
horror YouTubers I watch would probably be more interested in this.
Yeah. But once again, on the subjective side of things, it's a bit on the cartoony side or simplistic side, in terms of the actual art, which I know can turn some people off. Oh, yeah, the horror angle, that comes from the sanity meter. That's the like, it came up in the tutorial there, but
Right.
I think that's displayed in the portrait.
Yeah.
So you have, once again, there's another thing to keep an eye out, because having your sanity meter slip down means bad tidings. Don't exactly know what they mean because honestly, I never ran out of the pills that make you sane. Mainly because I got bored and annoyed with this game and just did other things. Once again, this game was not for me, but I can recognize the quality of it. So it really is one of those, you're going to have to make your own determination. So give the demo a try. As you can see, Petty has been using the demo of this to showcase the game on stream. Though if you want to take the plunge, it's also not very expensive. Clocking in at a hearty $6. Yeah, I think that's about the price. If I were into this, I would pay.
And if you're on the fence, try the demo.
Yep. So, and also another note here in terms of content warnings. Also has depictions of self-harm that might come with the sanity meter slippage.
Probably.
So,
Either that or some of the dream sequences that sometimes happen when you sleep, apparently.
yeah. So they are saying it's also a brief experience. Once again, I'm not sure how brief, because once again, that sounds like the kind of the amount of time it'll take on a second playthrough versus it's probably going to be like 4 or 5 hours, because you're going to explore, you're going to write down the maps, all that stuff. That's where the time comes from in a game like this. Well, once again, I've not played this game before. I have played dungeon crawlers, and those dole out in the same way in terms of the exploration. Anyway, I think that's about all I have on PETRACAL here. Do you have anything else, guys?
I think I'm good.
I'm fine.
All right, then. So that'll about do it for this game. Be sure to tune in after the break, as Petty will be reviewing Afterplace.